tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
It is Mans TV Africa you are watching, and today we talk about Upper Volta, or known as Burkina Faso, by Thomas Sankara, called it Burkina Faso, the land of upright people, or the land of incorruptible people. The question is, are Burkinabes, people in Burkina Faso are called Burkinabes, are they incorruptible today? Are they upright people today? As Thomas Sankara thought about it. My name is Akatom Kasa, and in the studio is Dennis Bongole to do the production. This is Mans TV Africa, Humanist Media Africa. We are a registered non-government organization that does media work throughout Africa and in the world. Our target mission is to empower people out of their kind of situation, give them new information, let them make independent choices based on verified information, verified scientific evidence. Now, in this program, Country Shows, our intention is to bring to you countries within Africa first. We shall go beyond Africa later, but we have been covering Africa. We give you countries within Africa, and we tell you how they are. We show you what is in these countries, and we give you opportunities that you can go on and utilize. If you're in these countries, we show you what your country is capable of doing. If you're an investor outside Africa, we show you these countries to go and do business. Today, we talk about Upper Volta, or Burkina Faso, the land of incorruptible people. The question is, are these people incorruptible? Are these people upright? Are these people honest? Yes, given what's being done there, it's a beautiful country. Let us look at the statistics and what's happening in Upper Volta. Call it Burkina Faso, the land of incorruptible people. We see the star, we see green, and we see red. It's a country that was once occupied by the French. It was colonized by the French, and during the scramble for Africa, the French took over this country in the 1890s, 1896 to be specific. 1896 to be specific, and the French took over this country. It has a beautiful, beautiful map. I love the map of Burkina Faso. It has a beautiful map. It's a small country, lovely, lovely country, lovely country. Of course, it has lots of potential. Upper Volta, as it was known since 1896, yes, Upper Volta until 1960, it was Upper Volta. Upper Volta was first settled in by people called the Mosi people in the 11th century and 13th century. People called the Mosi people settled in there and established kingdoms such as Ouagadougou, Tengodogo, and Yatenga. Those are the three kingdoms that formed Upper Volta: Ouagadougou, Tengodogo, and Yatenga. Now, when you look at this map in a minute, here we see the neighbors of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is completely a landlocked country, just like Uganda is completely landlocked. You can see Mali, Niger, Ghana, Ivory Coast. These are the countries that actually surround Burkina Faso. Of course, we see Benin right there and Nigeria slightly far away. But these are the countries that border Burkina Faso. Ivory Coast, Ghana, Benin, Nigeria, Mali, and of course, these are the countries that border Ivory Coast. Burkina Faso. It's completely unlocked. The capital city is called Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou is the capital city. Remember, I told you one of the kingdoms in this country today was Ouagadougou Kingdom. Yes, Ouagadougou. Those are the kingdoms right there. We see Bamako. Bamako, not very far away, Niamey. These are capital cities of other areas not very far away here, but we see Burkina Faso, beautiful country, beautiful people here in Burkina Faso. Capital city is Ouagadougou. Capital city is Ouagadougou, and of course we have other cities such as Boromo, Ohunde, Man, Sengonega, and of course the others, Arimbinda, and others. It's a beautiful country. It is a country with mineral resources. It's a country with mineral resources. Country initially known for having copper, zinc, gold, manganese, phosphates, and limestone. It also has bauxite and nickel, vanadium, and of course, these are now being very much exploited in this country. But basically, the economy of this country is largely agriculture. They, of course, do have some bit of gold now here and there, but the country largely depends on agriculture. Let us look at the population. This country, the funny part of this country is that it is one of the countries that makes the heart of West Africa, but also the heat of West Africa. Therefore, population growth rate is high in this country. Look, 22 million people in this country. And of course, population growth rate of 2.6 annually. Then age dependence is quite high. It is 86% of the working class. Age dependence is quite high. Urban population is a bit low at 31%. Infant mortality rate is high. It is too high at 51 per 1,000 live births. This is terrible. Infant mortality rate in Burkina Faso is high. 51 deaths per 1,000 live births. Life expectancy is also low at 59 years. Ouagadougou, and of course the capital city right there. We see that majority of the people in this country are between the ages of 15 to 64. This is Africa. If you have been observing, Africa's age group is between 15 to 64 majority. Even here, 53% are between 15 to 64 years. And of course, between 0 to 14 years is 43%. Now, it means that in Africa, many people are between 0 years to 64 years. And of course, those who are adults, those who are aged, are only 2.5% in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, remember, is a beautiful country. It has their own electricity. They produce some bit of electricity, 1.7 billion kilowatts. The consumption is slightly higher than what they produce, which means they are importing some bit of electricity right there. They have a bit of renewable energy, yes, but not that much. It's a humble country. With, of course, a very rich history. Technology, they have about 23 airports by 2020. And of course, they have cellular phones. Those with cellular phones, about 19 million people. Highways cover about 15,000 kilometers. And internet users, about 2.7 million people. That is 2016 data. Railways cover about 622 kilometers of railway coverage, 622 kilometers. Telephones, only 76,000. The people with landlines, office telephones, quite a few right there. Now, in terms of geographical location, I told you this country is in West Africa, north of Ghana, and I told you it is completely landlocked, surrounded by other countries, Nigeria, Niger, Mali, and others. Total area is 274,000 square kilometers, and of course, they have zero coastline. They have a bit of water within, which is 400 square kilometers coverage of water. Climate in this country, they have three types of climates. There, the zones are quite three. There's a tropical savanna with some short rain season in the south, and half of it is tropical hot, which is semi-arid stable climate right there in the north there. So in terms of lowest point, they have Mohona, the Blackwater River at 200 meters. And the highest point is Tenakuru at 749 meters high. That is the highest point, and that is Burkina Faso. Now, Burkina Faso is known for one thing in the world. They have the best artists, the best fine artists in the world, I can say, without fear of contradiction. They are known for their best art in the world. Look at this one now. There's a tribe, they call themselves the Burkina Faso Fasotbele, the traditionally painted mud village of the Gurunsi people in southern Burkina Faso. Painting the houses has always been a woman's job. You can look at this beautiful house. I'm going to show you some more photos and more pictures of houses. Look at what the women can do in one of these villages in Burkina Faso. I told you that in terms of art, Burkina Faso is known for their beautiful art. They love painting, they have the skills. And remember that this kind of artwork is done by women. What a lovely way of expressing talent. They are very talented. Their villages can be so beautiful. You can look at these beautiful places. Look at a toilet and look at how it has been decorated. You know, they love the colors, they love the paintings. They are known for their work. Women basically do the artwork in Burkina Faso. It's a lovely country full of color. People love color here. People love life. You can see lots of creativity in Burkina Faso. They love color, they love life, and some of those villages are known for art. Art made by the Mosi people, Bobo and Lobi, the most famous people there. Lobi, Bobo, and Mosi. They are known for their beautiful art. Their beautiful art. Of course, Burkina Faso has wildlife, quite a lot of wildlife. There, the animals you see there. Yes, Burkina Faso has them, and they are known for their unique culture, traditional architecture, cuisine, festivals, folkloric ceremonies, crafts, and social organization based on ancestral values, music, dance, and clothing. The country is very beautiful. They have about 66 tribes in this country. They have birds. It's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful country, Burkina Faso, right there. I should tell you that Burkina Faso got independence from the French in 1916, and changed its name in 1984. Who changed the name of Burkina Faso? A man called Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara. Here, there's a lady here who plays with the lions in Burkina Faso. She's famous. That lady right there. She's famous for playing around with lions. This one here, Fatara Wildlife Reserve Center in Burkina Faso. They have a lady there in that Fatara Wildlife Reserve Center, Burkina Faso. They have a lady there who generally plays with the lions. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. I was telling you that the capital city of Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou, and I'm giving a history. How did they become Burkina Faso? The date was 2nd August 1984, and the President Sankara said, we are changing the name from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso. The date was 2nd August 1984. Thomas Sankara had taken power previously. Then he changed the name and said, we are going to be called Burkina Faso, the land of upward people, honest people, or the land of incorruptible people. Burkina Faso is known much by Thomas Sankara. I made a documentary. Simply go back into our archives. I made a full documentary on this man, Thomas Sankara, ruled for only a few years, but had a remarkable impact on Burkina Faso. Give me a minute there. Let me talk about Thomas Sankara in a minute. Thomas Sankara, remember, he was a soldier. And as I told you, that Burkina Faso has had so many coups since independence. That's the problem. Now, Thomas Sankara right there was born on the 21st December 1949, and he died on 15 October 1987. He was too young. One of the youngest presidents in Africa. He was assassinated by his friend, Blaise Compaoré, who became a president. His friend, his schoolmate, Blaise Compaoré, led a coup that assassinated Thomas Sankara, and the date was 15th October 1987. But Thomas Sankara, remember, is the guy behind the changing of the name from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso. He wanted the country to be incorruptible, of honest people, of upright men. That was Thomas Sankara. He was killed by Blaise Compaoré. His colleague, basically, killed him and took over power. And also, Blaise Compaoré was chased out of power in 2014. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit about coups as we leave that image there. Let me tell you about the troubled history of Burkina Faso. They get their independence in 1960, but in 1966, they have a coup. Why did they have a coup in 1966? The independence was 1960. The first president of Burkina Faso is a man called Maurice Yamego. Maurice Yamego became a dictator immediately, and he wanted to be a life president. His party was called Voltaic Democratic Union. Voltaic Democratic Union, UDV. 1960 Constitution provided for elections, and this guy got a 5-year term. I'm talking about the first president, Maurice Yamego. Maurice Yamego soon became a dictator and wanted to abolish all political parties. There was a problem. 1966, the first coup happens. And then the first president is removed, and then another army general called General Sanguri Ramizana takes power. Ramizana only said one thing, that he wanted to change the government for the better, but he was doing the opposite. Therefore, in 1974, there was another coup. The Ramizana was removed. And again, in 1980, another coup happens. 1982, another coup happens. 1983, another coup happens. Now, Thomas Sankara came in 1983 again through a coup. The guy you see on the screen, Thomas Sankara, also was an army guy. There were coups throughout from 1966. Sankara, a soldier, also leads a coup in 1983. He was removing another soldier who had been there for only 3 months. Sankara takes over 1983, and then he rules until when he was killed in 1987. By who? By Blaise Compaoré, another soldier and a friend of his, takes over. Now, this country has been destabilized by the French government since independence. Thomas Sankara tried to make peace with them, he failed, and then he was removed. Blaise Compaoré came to power, took power from 1987 until 2014. In fact, Blaise Compaoré was the longest serving leader of Burkina Faso. But also, Blaise Compaoré was removed in a protest, massive protest. The date was 31st October 2014. Blaise Compaoré was removed, and then we had another leader coming to office known as Yakubu Isaac Zida. Isaac Zida took over from Blaise Compaoré. But Isaac Zida also was not long-lasting. He was removed in January 2022 by another dictator, called them army officers. The man is called Damiba. Damiba took over in January 2022. Now, Damiba again was removed by Traore. Damiba didn't even stay for a year. Damiba stayed for only 8 months. This young guy here, Traore Ibrahim, removed Damiba. He's also a soldier. This guy here is the youngest president in Africa. He's only 36 years. Traore Ibrahim. This guy was born on 14th March 1988. Is the youngest president in Africa. Traore Ibrahim Traore is the Burkina military officer who has been the interim leader of Burkina Faso since the 30th September 2022 coup, and is now the president there. He hosted Paul Henry Sanago Damiba. Now you can see the confusion in Burkina Faso. Why is it that no one lasts in Burkina Faso? It is coup after coup after coup after coup. There is this guy here now. People are having hope in Ibrahim Traore. He's only 36 years. A guy in the army, very young, very promising. He's speaking big words. He's threatening to cut ties with France. In fact, he said that he's cutting ties with France, and that was on recently on 18th February 2023. 18th February 2023, this guy said, we are cutting ties with France. But the question is, will he manage to fight France? Because the Europeans are going to combine effort as usual to cause chaos in Burkina Faso. They are going to combine effort as usual to cause chaos in Burkina Faso, the way they have been causing chaos in other French colonies. I still call them colonies because I don't think these countries are free. Now, there is hope in Ibrahim Traore. But the question I've been asking is, why is there no stability in Burkina Faso? Even the good man, Sankara, he was promising, came through a coup. He removed another leader who was a military guy. He removed another leader, a military guy. He served for only a few years, about 4 years. And he did the best he could do for his country, change the name, built roads, built hospitals. In 4 years, what Sankara did, none of them did. In 4 years, he made the country back to agriculture. The country which was partly desert. He planted the trees and the country became green. Sankara was the favorite. But Sankara was a Marxist, was a dreamer. He wanted to go full throttle against neocolonialism. He was removed by the French government using their puppet Blaise Compaoré, who killed his own brother. Brother in arms. If you have been together in school, you have been friends, you have been eating together, you have grown together. Blaise Compaoré and Thomas Sankara. But Blaise Compaoré had to kill his friend in a coup. He takes over and has been the longest serving leader in Burkina Faso. Where is Blaise Compaoré today? Ivory Coast as a refugee. Ivory Coast as a refugee. He was tried and was found guilty of killing Thomas Sankara. And he said, I'm sorry, I was used. So we have a problem in these countries in Africa, especially countries that have been occupied by the French government. They still continue to destabilize these countries. And that's why we see coups after coups. The question is, will Ibrahim Traore, the youngest president in Africa, manage? He's only 36 years. Ibrahim Traore, the guy you see on the screen, is Thomas Sankara. Now is Ibrahim Traore right there as I end this program. The question is, will Ibrahim Traore, people have hope in him. He's speaking big words. He's showing intention, but want the French government and the nationalists destabilize this country again. Our eyes are open to see what happens. How will Ibrahim Traore manage to beat off the French government? Will the Russians come and help him? How far will they help him? What interest do they have in Africa? Africa remains a challenge, especially because sometimes foreign influence determines who leads where. We have seen the case of Burkina Faso. Go and look at all those coups and see what's been sponsoring them. The French government. Look at the history of the French government in their former colonies and see how they have been managing these former colonies, including imposing a tax. They call it colonization tax. A tax because they are colonies of French government. Now, if the French government has not given these countries freedom to ascertain their independence, freedom to assert themselves, we are going to see more coups and more coups, especially in countries that were once occupied by the French government. This is a clarion call for people in Africa to think wisely as they deal with their former colonial masters. Some of them are still destabilizing Africa for their own needs. Burkina Faso is such an example. It was a good country. It had been put on the right path by Thomas Sankara, but it's a country in chaos. Will Ibrahim Traore manage it? We remain to see what is going to happen. But I predict yet another coup in this beautiful country. Thank you for watching. Please share your views. What do you think about this topic today, this country profile today? How do we get Africa out of trouble? Using Traore as an example, using Burkina Faso as an example. Thank you for watching. Please keep subscribing and sharing. See you in the next show.